Richard? Richard, stop playing games. Richard?
Welcome back to Cartoon Investigation, the channel where we unravel the darkest secrets of your favorite animated shows. Today, we're diving into the Amazing World of Gumball, a show filled with surreal humor, meta commentary, and more eerie moments than you might remember. But what if I told you the series finale has already been shown, that the story has reached its ultimate conclusion, but we were too distracted to notice? Buckle up, because today we're investigating the hidden finale of Gumball. Chapter 1. The end was always there. When the Amazing World of Gumball ended its 6th season, fans were left on a massive cliffhanger. Gumball and his friends were trapped as their world started to glitch out, fading into nothingness. Everyone assumed this was just a setup for the promised movie, or at least a continuation. But what if I told you that we already saw how Gumball's world ends, just not in the way we expected? To uncover the truth, we need to go back through the show's history and examine the subtle and sometimes terrifying clues left behind by its creators. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence lies in episodes like The Disaster and The Inquisition. These episodes portray reality breaking down around Gumball. But more importantly, they introduce a sinister force that has been hunting him since the beginning. Rob, the show's supposed villain, isn't actually the antagonist. He's the messenger of the inevitable, desperately trying to warn Gumball of the truth. Throughout the series, Rob gains knowledge of their reality. He realizes that Elmore isn't real. More than that, he understands that it's part of something bigger, a scripted existence controlled by unseen forces. The show often breaks the fourth wall, with Gumball and his friends being aware that they are in a cartoon. But what if this awareness isn't just for comedy? What if it's a warning? The final pieces of the puzzle come together when we analyze the last moments of the Inquisition. The episode ends abruptly with Gumball and his classmates in peril. Then, nothing. No resolution, no answers. But if we dig deeper, we find hints that the series has already ended, just in a way that most fans overlooked. Chapter 2. The Lost Episodes and Their Meaning. If we explore some of the show's most unsettling episodes, we begin to see a disturbing pattern. Episodes like The Void introduce the concept of discarded characters and events. What if the entire world of Elmore is a discarded entity? What if Gumball's entire existence is doomed to vanish? Take the shippening, for instance. This episode seemingly plays with the idea of shipping characters together for laughs, but beneath the surface there's something more sinister. Carrie, the ghost girl, hints at things not being what they seem. This could be a joke about storytelling, but given what we know about the Void, it could also be a reference to something much darker. Their world is being rewritten, and their fates are out of their control. Then there's The Copycats, an episode where Gumball and Darwin encounter bootleg versions of themselves. At first, it seems like just a funny meta commentary on ripoffs. But what if it's something more? What if it's a sign that Gumball's reality is being replaced? This idea isn't unique to Gumball. Shows like Gravity Falls explored similar themes of distorted realities and hidden forces controlling the world. Bill Cipher's manipulation of the world's fabric mirrors Rob's desperate attempts to break free from the confines of his doomed reality. Likewise, Adventure Time has eerie episodes like Evergreen, which portrays a cyclical apocalypse where characters are powerless to stop their fates. Could Gumball be part of a larger pattern of cartoon worlds spiraling toward oblivion? Episodes like The Disaster and The Faith push this idea even further. The Disaster reveals Rob's knowledge of the truth. He understands that their world is ending, but Gumball refuses to listen. The Faith goes even darker. When Richard wishes for a better world, reality begins to collapse. The universe itself is unstable, and whenever someone interferes with it, the cracks become more apparent. These aren't just random plot lines, they are warnings. The show has been showing us time and time again that Elmore is fragile, that it can be erased in an instant. Chapter 3. The Creator's Secret Message. Ben Bocquelet, the creator of the Amazing World of Gumball, has often played with meta-narratives, but in one interview he mentioned something that many fans brushed off. Elmore is a world that exists within a contained reality, one that can be erased at any moment. This seemingly simple statement carries terrifying implications. If Elmore is a self-contained reality, who controls it? Who determines when it ceases to exist? This isn't just a creative way of explaining Gumball's surreal world, it's a confirmation that their existence is artificial, fragile, and temporary. Throughout the show, there are multiple episodes where characters interact with the edges of their world. In the void, we see discarded objects and characters left in a place that shouldn't exist. In the money, Gumball and Richard actually break through the background, revealing that their reality is just a set. And then there's the puppets, where the characters are turned into real-life puppets, controlled by something unseen. Are these just surrealist gags, or are they desperate moments where the characters almost discover the truth? Rob was right all along. Gumball's world isn't just ending, it's being deleted. Every glitch, every moment of reality-breaking humor, every sudden disappearance of a character or plotline was a warning sign that things were deteriorating. The abrupt cutoff in the Inquisition wasn't a mistake, it was intentional. The world of Elmore didn't just disappear from our screen, it disappeared entirely. Chapter 4, The Truth Behind the Movie. The Gumball movie was long rumored to be the answer to all these mysteries, but what if it was never meant to bring closure? What if its true purpose was to reveal what really happened to Elmore? Some theories suggest the movie was going to explore the nature of deletion itself. Gumball might have realized that his world was disappearing, forcing him to confront the creators directly. Would he try to stop them, or would he come to terms with his own inevitable erasure? But here's the disturbing part. The movie was delayed, then seemingly abandoned. What if that wasn't just a production issue? What if the story itself wasn't meant to be told? If Elmore was truly erased, then continuing the narrative would be impossible. The lack of resolution is the resolution. The story was over before we even realized it. Chapter 5, The End of Elmore. The final episode was never officially released, but its clues are scattered throughout the series. In the void, we saw characters erased, unable to escape their fate. What if that was foreshadowing? The moment Gumball and his friends were left hanging in the Inquisition, that was it. There was no saving them. The world had been collapsing for a long time, and we had just witnessed its last moments. Elmore is gone. Think about it. After the Inquisition, there was no resolution. The characters were frozen in time, trapped in a moment that would never end. Just like the forgotten figures in the void, they became lost, discarded by their own universe. The signs were always there. Glitches in reality, sudden shifts in tone, missing characters, and now everything makes sense. The Amazing World of Gumball didn't just end, it was erased. The world we knew, the characters we loved, they ceased to exist the moment their story was no longer being told. And perhaps in some small, eerie way, they knew it.